Group B, we've seen Telecom Baskets Bonn win against PAOK 100-95. That was played on Tuesday. And today, Fribourg Olympic take on Opava, as you can see. Another of those games. We've got this one going on. And also Nanterre and Iberostar Tenerife will be trading blows. So as you look at the Umanarar Venezia faithful serenading us, here are the standings. Both these teams won their opening games last week, so Bonn, because they've played one more game and have gotten that win, they're up at the top. That'll change probably after this game here. Well, it will change because one of these teams will be unbeaten and they'll go straight to the top. Unet Halon, Khalif Wyatt, Corey Walden, keep an eye on those two. Arel Dadon, Darian Atkins, TJ Klein, Daquan Jones, Amit Simhon, Guy Panini, the veteran Israeli international, Shlomi Harosh, the captain, Dan Shamir, the coach. And for Umanarar Venezia, see some familiar faces. Of course, they've been in the Basketball Champions League the last couple of years, led by Walter de Rafael, making the Final Four the first year. Bruno Torella, Mitchell Watt, Paul Baliga. They've got Gasper Vidmar this year, Andrea De Nicolau, Austin Day, Stefano Tonut, Michael Bramos, Julian Stone, and Marquez Haynes. Gasper Vidmar joining this team right before the start of the season from Banvit, where he was, I would argue, almost an iconic Banvit player. He was so important. And Umanarar Venezia thrilled to bring the Slovenian, the Eurobasket 2017 champion to Venice. And you know those Unet Halon fans are glad to be here. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Venice and watch basketball? Perhaps take a gondola to the arena or a water taxi. No, seriously, folks, this is a nice part of the world, good food, friendly people, and once the game starts, probably not quite as friendly as Unet Halon would like. But they will be looking forward to the challenge, and you better believe that Halon will be coming out to get a big road win tonight, and they'll be confident having won their opener on game day one.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have great pleasure to introduce tonight lineups. First, from the visiting club, Hapoel Unet Halon. Number 1, Khalif Wyatt. Number 2, Corey Walden. Number 4,
so Halon being introduced here to the crowd. I like those purple uniforms with the yellow trim that they'll be wearing tonight.
Number 8, Amit Simon. Number 10, Guy Panini. Number 12, Captain Shlomi Harosh. Number 13, Roy Uber. And number 21, Sean Jones.
Also, Sean Jones in this team, I forgot to mention him. I ran out of time.
The Amit Chef trainer, Amit Gordian.
And here are the Venezia players. Umanarar, Marquez Haynes. Boy, he's had some big moments in the Basketball Champions League. Michael Bramos has as well. Tonu, the international. Austin Day, always an exciting player. There's Gasper Vidmar. It takes a while to get used to seeing him in a different uniform to Banvit. I have to say, Paul Baliga
Number 22, Valerio.
The Italy international, Bruno Cirella. And Watt, of course, was a big player for them last season. They made it to the Final Four the first year, and then they just lost out and didn't make it past the group stage last year, but just missed out by the skin of their teeth. They almost did advance to do Monterey Venezia, but that was then, this is now. They've got big designs on coming out and becoming the first Italian team to go all the way in the competition. Of course, a long way to go before that happens. The referees from Lithuania, Latvia, and Serbia: Tomas Jasevicius, Oskar Lucius, and I'll get you the other name of the third referee here in 1 second. You see the Holon fans certainly coming out and making themselves known here. And also Vladimir Jevtovic from Serbia. So it's Tomas Jasevicius, Oskar Lucius, and Vladimir Jevtovic, the referees. Khalif Wyatt, Walden, Klein, Jones, Daquan Jones, and Sean Jones will be in that starting five for Una Holon. And Dan Shamir coached Holon last season in this competition.
And you can name two officials for tonight are crew chief Mr. Tomas Jasevicius, Lithuania, umpire Mr. Oskar Lucius, Latvia, and Mr. Vladimir Jevtovic, Serbia, and the score tables: timekeeper Ms. Matica Rudakis, scorekeeper Ms. Alessandra Parisi, assistant.
Starting five for Monterey Venezia tonight: Haynes, Julian Stone, Austin Day, Gasper Vidmar, and Bruno Cirella.
BCL technical delegate Mr. Stefano Cazzano.
There's Walter de Rafael, and very emotional coach, but obviously always wants to get the best out of his players, and his players feed off that emotion. About ready to start things off here in Italy. And of course, we're going to have a minute of silence to honor the memory of Patrick Baumann, the Secretary General of FIBA, starting in 2002. Patrick Baumann, a friend of a lot of people, and just a great Secretary General, also a member of the IOC. He passed away at the age of 51 while he was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, attending the Youth Olympic Games. So we're going to have a minute of silence right before tip-off today to honor his memory. Of course, you know, Patrick Baumann, with his passion and determination, was a leader and the advocate of basketball worldwide, and he was also instrumental in the creation of the Basketball Champions League, with a vision to bring a high-level competition to clubs all across Europe. So when that minute of silence happens, that's who we are honoring, Patrick Baumann, a man who I never got the feeling sought the attention You know, he was always working for basketball, and he worked hard, trust me. So it is a huge loss for everybody, for the FIBA family, for the Basketball Champions League, for the entire sports world. Patrick Baumann passing away at the weekend, tragically at the age of 51.
With his passion and determination, Patrick Baumann was the leader and advocate of basketball worldwide. He was also instrumental in the creation of the Basketball Champions League with a vision to bring.
So you can see his likeness, Patrick Baumann, up on the giant screen there. Of course, it was because of Baumann. We have brought in the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, basketball has changed so much for the better thanks to Patrick Baumann, and now the minute of silence to honor his memory.
Segretario generale della FIBA e membro del Comitato Olimpico Internazionale, segretario generale della FIBA dal 2002, Baumann è improvvisamente scomparso sabato mentre era a Buenos Aires in Argentina all'età di 51 anni. Grazie alla sua passione e determinazione, Patrick Baumann era leader e promotore del basket nel mondo. È stato inoltre partecipe alla creazione della Basketball Champions League con l'obiettivo di farla diventare una competizione di alto livello per i club di tutta Europa. In segno di cordoglio e solidarietà alla sua famiglia, vi chiediamo cortesemente di alzarvi in piedi e rispettare il minuto di silenzio. Grazie.
Patrick Baumann used to say, don't be afraid to shake the tree. If we can make sport better, if we can make basketball better, don't be afraid to be innovative and to think of new ways of doing things. And I think without a question, so many things, so many initiatives that he's took on in his life will have a huge legacy in sports. And of course, as a person, we'll also miss him. He was a great man. Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Venice, Italy. This is the Basketball Champions League. It's Union Holon taking on Umana Raja Venezia. And Gasper Vidmar gets that first rebound. So Julian Stone may have injured his left shoulder. He's holding it. I'm not sure if De Rafael might get him out of the game. There's Watt, puts it up and in. A good start for the home side. Walden. Now Jones hits. I believe the three-pointer. Yes, it was indeed. Indeedy Weedy. So that was Daquan Jones. Daquan Jones, big number 21. Spends most of his time in the paint. Marquez Haynes comes right out and drills the long jump shot. This will be an interesting challenge between Walden and Marquez Haynes. Haynes guarding Walden. Here's Walden going baseline and looked like pretty decent defense there, but he was able to get to the line. Watch this. Well, no, just here it is. Well, Vidmar may have slid in just a little too late. So Walden gets to the free throw line. And in fact, the foul was called on Haynes, interestingly. I thought he was pretty clean there. And Sean Murray will take anything he can get on the road at Venice. Entry pass, and Vidmar left his feet and got the foul called on Klein. So Vidmar says what comes around goes around. Looked like Klein went straight up as well. The Stone comes out because it looked like he got kind of a stinger. Got hit on his shoulder or something. You know, he was obviously in a little bit of pain there. So he goes out, and checking in instead is Marco Giuri. Casper Vidmar, the Terminator. Misses, but gets the rebound. And now he had the ball down. Walden knocked it out of his hands. Malone race up the court and put it up and in. So Khalif Wyatt puts Malone back in front. Marquez Haynes has it up top, guarded by Walden. Haynes, and the rebound by Sean Jones. Quick pass from Klein, and it just went right off the fingertips of Jones. Good idea. There is, and Casper Vidmar was right underneath the basket. He looks down at himself as if to say, what the heck happened there? How did I not make this? Marquez Haynes over to Chirella. That's his reputation. Shooting guard. Chirella. Still got that summer tan working. Bruno Chirella. Eight to 7. Monterey on top. Khalif Wyatt misses from deep. And Chirella called for the foul. I think holding as he was boxing out Klein. There's Walden up high. Steps back, loses it, gets his man off the ground, and they're not going to get the shot off in time. That's a turnover. Watt turns. Fouled by Klein. Wonder what Klein's mother would make of that play there. Nancy Lieberman. Ever heard of her? I think you have. She's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. One of the legendary players of our time, of all time, really. Women's basketball. And the inbounds pass to Watt, lays it up and in. Walden from deep. Judy over to Watt on the baseline. Well short. They've got some athletes in this Holon team. Into the corner. Off the back of the iron. Holon get the ball back. Atkins in the game. There he is. Puts it up and a little bit short. And Atkins has experience in the Basketball Champions League. There's Watt throwing it off the back of the iron. Played at SIG Strasbourg last season. Did Atkins. I think he was if he wasn't the player of the week, he was certainly a member of the team of the week once. Here he is, puts it up and just rims out. Gasper Vidmar with the rebound. Vidmar takes the rest. Bramos into the game, so that brings a little bit of firepower. Pass quickly to Watt. He gets it over to Jury. Rebound from Haynes. He comes in and he was undercut a little bit unintentionally by Walden. Day in the game, number 9. He's going to inbound the ball. No, he's not. He's going to be at the line. Excuse me, the shots, and as Haynes makes the first one. So Holon already over the limit. 4.5 minutes remaining. 12-7, so that's opportunity to get some easy ones if you're Umana Ryer. Some free throws. Stevenetzi has 3 of 4 already at the stripe. And Khalif White nowhere to go. Gets it back. Watt, or rather Day with the rebound. Gets it to Watt. And foul called on Holon. So Une Holon are going to call timeout and try to reorganize themselves. They had a bright start, but starting to fall behind here. Face a little bit of a deficit, trailing 12-7.
Okay. Don't forget to don't spend blue for nothing. Shrink it and pack it, okay? So go flat, okay? Be big around the ball. Choke it, force the kick outs, recover well. Okay, but you have to negotiate the screens over the screens. Okay, we died on the first screen as well. I want you to start with the ball. Okay, make sure we work after when we're not running. Okay, when we're running, get into the P side. We'll get the second side, no problem. When we're running, 55, we're not left, but put pressure. Let's go. Let's go.
Early numbers, shooting-wise, Holon, you can see now 2 of 10 from the floor. And the Holon fans making themselves right at home. Guy Panini in the game, number 10, the veteran. He's hit some big shots in his career, hasn't he? Longtime Israeli international player. And Watt makes both. You hear the Holon fans had like a siren going off. So the point slow to register on the graphic. Sorry, the three-pointer is good from Holon. Well, they both register at the same time. Daquan Jones drills it back to a 4-point deficit for Holon. Tonut. Daquan Jones over to Wyatt. And Wyatt hits a three and fouled on the shot by Michael Bramos. He could potentially tie the game here. Watch this. So the referee was, you could see him, he was watching the entire thing over there right in front of the Holon bench. And he saw Bramos get a little grab. So Khalif Wyatt makes the free throw and gets the first 4-point play of the game to tie it. Watt, he's got the mismatch, passes back outside to Bramos. Bramos says, okay, no problem. So Bramos takes the 3 points right back, and now Khalif Wyatt. Oh, if he'd hit that, we could have had a first ever consecutive 4-point plays. But he missed everything on the shot. Look at this. So Wyatt certainly has got the attention as a good shooter because they have fouled him twice out there behind the arc. Wyatt makes the first one. Second one is good as well. And third is good, and it's a tie game. And Walter De Rafael says, goodness me, what are we doing fouling 3-point shooters? And now Atkins comes up with a steal and the dunk. Goodness me, with a little bit of thunder. And that forces a timeout by Umanu Ryer.
Free throws in 2 possessions. Can we be so superficial? One down, they stay on passing line. Use high press, and we go. We go around side for Mitch. Okay, finish with the screen situation. And we want the ball in. Watch out on top pick and roll on Wyatt where we go blue. If they change the screen angle here, we protect anyway the direction.
Defend the post action. Okay? Hey, no C's.
See the fast break points.
On the 33. Hey, no seats on the 33, only man-to-man. Do it with speed and rhythm. Again, the fighter best. Man-to-man stuff and plays against them.
Okay, well, I mean, come on. Exciting stuff here, kid. Wake up. You're going to miss it. And now, almost, and yes, a turnover. Coming out of a timeout, Di Nicolau turns it over. Goodness me. Boy, Del Rafael is going to blow a gasket here in a second. And now the steal right back, and it's Watt who goes in for the dunk. And now another good play defensively. The full court pressure forces the turnover. Look at this. And now the backcourt violation. Just a crazy sequence that we're watching here at the end of the first half. Tim Hon dribbling around them and tries to bank it in. Di Nicolau now brings it up. Guarded by Tim Hon. Di Nicolau. And into the corner. The miss by Mazzola. Now the drive and the miss. Atkins tried to get it with a follow. Stefano Tonut. Pump fake from Bramos. And, oh, good follow, but Watt took a shot to the midsection. He's in a little bit of pain. They're going to let him play. Simon off the iron now. Tonut. Watt looks like he's had the breath knocked out of him. And Baliga's going to come in for him.
Primo fallo, 8 Simon.
This was, look, watch what happens with Watt here. Well, he caught a left elbow by Panini. So he's going over to the bench to try to get his breath back. And then Di Nicolau goes to the line and makes the first free throw to put Venezia back in front. So Di Nicolau puts Venezia back in front. 2-point lead. And a very intriguing game here. Quick pass inside to Simon. Well, they've getting some good looks at that end of the court. Tono, beautiful bounce pass to Baliga. Italy international Baliga. Mazzola called for the foul, reaching around. Guy Panini at the line. And sinks the first one. A player like Panini in this team is invaluable for the experience that he has. I mean, he has played in some huge games in his career and played well, made big plays. Still getting it done at the age of 35, Panini. A lot bigger than you think as well, 6'7", 2.01 meters in height. 5-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock, so Holon, if they can get a rebound on a miss, might get a look. And Bramos hits the three. Well, they still might get a shot here. Simon is launching it. And the Bramos factor gives Umana Ryer the lead here at the end of the third quarter, or the first quarter. 26-23. It's Umana Ryer Venezia leading it after one. So good shooting from Venezia, certainly, but you know, also Holon with just 3 makes, but inside the arc and beyond it, but perfect at the free throw line. And remember, they had that big 4-point play from Wyatt. And Julian Stone, we don't know what his situation is because he had to leave the game with an ailing left shoulder. So right now, looking at the stats, folks, Bramos with his 2 3-pointers has 6 points to lead the scoring for Umana Ryer Venezia, and 9 points for Khalif Wyatt. Of course, he had the 4-point play. So the second quarter underway here in Venice. Bramos, will it be 3 for 3? No. A good rebound from Tonu. Playing in the Palasport Taliercio, excuse me. Tonu dribbles, bounce pass, and the finish is there from Paul Baliga. Drive the pass back outside to Panini. He holds on to it and drills a 3-pointer. Di Nicolau, alley-oop, and Baliga couldn't quite. Well, he was kind of out of position for the shot, so he turned it over, and then the ball goes right off the hands of Sean Jones. That was a good pass. Looked like it was right right on a platter for Jones. Sola comes out. Austin Day being guarded by Daquan Jones. Now Haynes. So Marquez Haynes drills the jumper. 6 points for him. Tonu called for the foul out of the perimeter. Wyatt did a good job there of getting that foul called as he just kind of is being so closely guarded, but he was able to, guarded by Tonu, he was able to just kind of like lead into him a little bit with the contact. Here's Wyatt again, steps back, puts it up, and Austin Day with the rebound. Daquan Jones called for the foul. Haynes dribbles between his legs, goes right at the defense, passes it back outside to Ramos. Well, you would have bet money on that one that he would hit it the way he started this game, but he's wide open and missed it. Now Walden, and a foul called on Sean Jones as he was trying to seal the defense. Just kind of barreled his way into Stefano Tonu. Oh boy, that was a mighty collision. Atkins comes back into the game. Shlomi Harush in the game, the captain, number 12 for Holon. Austin Day tries to get it to Baliga, but stolen. Atkins goes to town on Day, but doesn't get there. Misses the shot. And I think that foul is going to be called on Day for sticking his rear end into Harush. Watch this. Watch this. Well spotted by the referee there. Cirella checks back into the game. So a bit of a scrappy game here, as you might anticipate. Basketball Champions League. Nothing's going to come easy. Harush into the paint, puts it up, and Harush gets it back. The ball did not touch the rim. Does he know it? He's got to put it up, and he does. It hits a three. So Shlomi Harush, the captain, with the shot clock about to expire, drills the three, and now it's Giuri in Venezia, excuse me. And now traveling, called on Cirella. So he went up and down. You be the judge. Watch this. Well, I think it was close enough to where the referee certainly, I don't think, was incorrect in making that call. It didn't look right, did it? Daquan Jones for three. I would have put the visitors in front. seems like this game is being played at the pace that Holon would like. I would think that Venezia would want to run a little bit more. Here's Haynes, drives in. Oh, beautiful play. Oh, he missed it. $1 million move, but a 5-cent finish. And here's Daquan Jones gets inside. Oh, and the follow by Atkins. 3-pointer. Now Vidmar hustles down, but Holon get it. They've got a 1-point lead after that great play. Then Trella reaches in, knocks it away, and goes in for the left-handed layup. Oh, what an acrobatic, high-flying move from Daquan Jones. Boy, what a contest here tonight, folks. And Walden picks up the foul out on the perimeter. DeNicolau in and inbounds it to Haynes. Haynes again misses, and Atkins collects another rebound. Five rebounds now for him to go with his 4 points. And Day comes down with the rebound. Watt still on the bench recovering from the blow to the midsection, and Vidmar goes down in a clump. Now DeNicolau commits the foul to stop the fast break. Well, Holon had their struggles. Started the game with just 7 points in the first 6 minutes, but then remember they had that eruption, 12 points in the next 2 minutes, including that 4-point play by Wyatt and also his 3 free throws after getting fouled. And since that point, it has been a close game. Here's Wyatt again for 3. Khalif Wyatt has come to play tonight, folks. 12 points for him. DeNicolau drifts in, had the shot, missed it, and Atkins collects yet another rebound. 6 rebounds now for him, and now he's got a chance to score a little jump hook, but Vidmar did a good job keeping him away from the basket. Pump fake, Day, and ball goes back out of bounds. Lynette Holon possession. They're facing some full court pressure. Look at that shot of the crowd tonight. Interesting arena, isn't it? Tim Holon drives in. Looked like he took a Euro step there. Well, the Holon fans, you know, they've traveled here with their team tonight, and you know that their presence is giving their team a spark. To hear that constant noise coming from that one end of the court. Makes the first one. Simon makes both. Sean Jones just taking it in from the bench. Watt back in the game, trying to post up. And won't have it with 2:40 remaining in the first half and up 6. Wyatt. DeNicolau just goes unmolested all the way in for a layup. Daquan Jones again, another beautiful drive, but this time the defense wasn't going to let him have a good look. Nicolau frustrated. Look at that great flag that they wave here in Venezia. In Venice. DeNicolau gets fouled by Khalif Wyatt. Yep, he definitely grabbed him by the jersey. Well spotted by the ref. Well, timeout on the court is White and Holon go to the bench.
That cannot happen. If they are in 33 zone, whatever, Holon's motion.
We call it motion, they go there. So that's
if they are there, if not ATO. Hey, if not ATO.
Points in the paint.
DA, get Panini.
Offense, keep going, okay? Keep going, ball in. 1 down, round side, 2 down.
Good free throw shooting tonight.
Ball in, ball in, ball in. And then attack, dig the paint. Okay, go use dribble to dig it. Let's go.
First one good by DeNicolau. Second one not, and Atkins with another rebound. 7 boards for him tonight. Wyatt open, good, rattles it in, back to a 6-point edge. Had himself quite a first half here, although he is 4 of 10. And the answer, the long jump shot. So Marquez Haynes, his number is starting to go up a little bit. 9 points. Panini. Juan Jones at the charity stripe. And quickly again at the other end, the answer, this time from Di Nicolau. Panini for 3, right in the face of Austin Day. Boy, 8 3-pointers for Unet Halon tonight, 8 of 17, 5 of 13 from deep for Emanuele Venezia. So what looks okay now after taking that early blow. Makes the first. And the second. So Unet Halon will try to hold it for the last shot, the first half. Very interesting first half, a high-scoring first half. Panini puts up from deep, another 3! Boy, they have shot lights out here in the first half. And Halon with Panini stroking his 3rd 3-pointer of the game to go to 11 points. They take a 49-43 advantage to the locker room. So the numbers, that confirms that Halon 9 of 18 from deep, perfect at the line. Venezia not too bad themselves. You have to be thinking that Halon can't keep shooting at this this rate. Even on the boards, really, 20 apiece. And not too much to differentiate there. 2 more turnovers for Venezia. Haynes has the 9 points, 15 for Khalif Wyatt. Chirella has the 1 steal. Wyatt for Halon. And see Jones has 10 points for Halon. DeQuan Jones, that is. So here's a look back at some of these highlights. This is the 4-point play. Bramos came in and grabbed Wyatt as he went past. Well, he didn't grab him. He just kind of put his hand there. It was perhaps a generous call. But again, you know, you give the referee the chance to make that call with that reach. I'm sure Bramos would own up to that. And that was Bramos again. He was, in that first half, 2 of 4 from 3-point range. And it's the steal and the dunk by Atkins. I think his putback jam is actually even better, to be honest. There's a nice cut from Simhon. That was Baliga with his dunk, and again getting the feed from Tonut. That was the second three-pointer made by Bramos. So we get a look at it. 3 looks at it. And then Baliga, the old school layup. Tonut's making some good passes out there. We saw both of his assists. There it is again. Panini with the 3. Remember, he hit 3 3-pointers in that first half, including one right at the end. Watch this. Bam! Is there anything more ferocious than seeing a player come flying in and picking the ball out of the air like this? So he has got, again, that was the answer immediately. Atkins has all 4 of his points off dunks to go with his 7 rebounds. Torrella's got 5 points. And that was a great move from Daquan Jones. So we'll take a break here. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. It's Manurai Venezia trailing at halftime to Unet Halon 49-43.
Superbasket, la rivista del basket italiano è ora online. www.superbasket.it. JTT, informatica e web per il business. JTT opera in 4 settori: assistenza sistemistica, cellulari telefonici VoIP, noleggio stampanti multifunzione, web marketing. Per informazioni visita il sito www.jttnet.com oppure contattaci allo 041 862 6205.
ricordiamo amici del Tagliaccio, domenica 21 ottobre qui al Palasport, il programma è Rai e la domenica del grande basket Oro Granata alle 16 l'Umana Air femminile scenderà in campo contro Torino, mentre alle 19 i ragazzi di Coccio della Raffaele sfideranno la Virtus Libertas Pesaro. I liti sono in vendita anche oggi alle casse del Tagliaccio. Sono in vendita a 21,50 € per tutti gli under
49-43, Una Alon on top of Umana Rai Venezia here in Italy. They just put on a great first half performance. I mean, they struggled early to put the ball in the basket, and then they just kind of took off and just played beautiful basketball. The way they, I mean, obviously it helps as well when you're stroking the three ball the way they were. They hit 9 of 18 from three-point range. Also made all 10 of their free throws. So Umana Rai Venezia in this battle of unbeatens do not want to take a home loss tonight. I would expect them to come out breathing fire here in the second half. Umana Rai Venezia have 11 points off of the turnovers that they've scored. 7 have been scored off turnovers for Holon. Umana Rai have 8 fast break points to just 4 for Holon. And it's interesting, 24 points from the bench for Umana Rai, 22 from the bench for Holon. And also the biggest lead of the game, 7 for Umana Rai and 6 for Holon. And so even though Holon are trailing in most of those categories, they actually have the lead at halftime by 6. I'll tell you, it's quite amazing that as we are in this third season of the Basketball Champions League, it is now already established as the second pan-European club competition based on the number of countries participating in the previous league positions of those participating teams. So this is a terrific competition that just keeps getting better and better, and it's evident by the way the fans and the clubs have taken to this. Of course, sporting merit dictates who gets in and who doesn't, and that's great for basketball. A lot of pluses to talk about with the Basketball Champions League. Quick give and go off the inbounds pass, and then Khalif Wyatt starts things off with a three-pointer. So they pick right up where they left off in the first half, and now with their biggest lead of the game, 9 points, 18 for Wyatt. Austin Day drives in. Good, strong move from him. Quick pass to DeQuan Jones, and he scores right over Austin Day. Stone in the game, so it looks like he's okay. He had that shoulder issue. Here's Watt turning and scoring. Good strong move from him. Off 1 foot to Quan Jones. Boy, we could have a game that finishes 105 to 100 tonight, the way these teams are playing offensively. Especially if it goes to overtime, and that's not out of the realm of possibility. The way things have gone this season, so many games have gone to overtime. Here's Watt. And Wyatt now, guarded closely by Stone. Atkins drives in, but didn't finish well with his left hand. Now Stone goes behind his back, or through the legs, takes the punishment. Day hits the three. So he's coming to life now. And Panini, his pass goes out of bounds. Stone brings the ball up the floor. Haynes goes behind his back, guarded closely by Walden. Shot clock winding down. Stone, quick pass in to Watt. Like Venezia, they figured something out on offense here. Getting some good looks. Atkins gets rejected by Bramos, gets it back, and Day with the rebound. Now Watt has it knocked out of his hands, but Bramos ends up with it and steps back and hits the jumper. It's a 2-point game. So despite Holon going up by 9 points at the start of the second half, they now lead by just 2. Walden into the corner, and Wyatt misses this time. Atkins gets it back. Now Panini for 3, and Haynes picks it up. Venezia quickening the pace a bit here. And the handoff, and Watt ties it. Boy, they're getting some very good looks. The game-tying layup, and Holon called timeout.
Let's go, fellas. You have to work on the flats, on those flats, and stay level with the ball. Okay.
13 points off turnovers now for Minor Ryer. Venezia.
We go 1 now. We go 1. Okay. 1 Khalif. Panini.
You go white immediately. We start crossing defense. Okay, in offense, guys. Calm. Ball in, keep going. One side. Drag situation. You need to sprint here. So we drag and you go here. Okay? Okay, guys. Let's go.
Day's played well at the start of the third quarter, but really everybody has for Venezia. coming out of the timeout. How will Holon respond? Wyatt into the corner to Walden. Back to Sean Jones. Now Wyatt. Shot clock winding down. Wyatt has to put it up, and boy, does he put it up. He brought some rain with that shot. 59-56. That looked like the three that Paco Cruz hit last week to beat Bamberg at the buzzer. Now up to Walden. How big was that shot? TJ Klein. Oh, beautiful. The former Richmond Spider puts it off the glass and in. 5 quick points now. Julian Stone hands it off to Watt, and he is fouled from behind. Good penetration from Stone, and Watt ready to receive the pass. Watt's numbers going up and away. He's got 14 points right now. Only has 2 rebounds. And the three-point play cuts the deficit back to 2. Klein. Beautiful bounce pass by Klein, and Walden banks it in and is fouled. Oh man, that was beautiful. And Walden does indeed convert the opportunity, the three-point play. And Holon certainly not leaving any chances out there at the line tonight. They're 11 of 11. Watt kind of loses his footing. Great job of maintaining his composure. But then Haynes wasn't able to score the layup. And then Jones, I think he walked. Yes, you did. Good attempt to get a fast break basket. Good pass from Walden. And yeah, he just took 1 or 2 steps too many there. Vidmar hands it off. Vidmar trying to post up. And he was bumped by Jones. Great contest here in the second week of the Basketball Champions League. Watt goes out. Mazzola comes back in. Mazzola, excuse me. Tonud. An offensive foul. Moving screen. Bounce pass. And Jones fouled by Mazzola. Can they keep the streak of making free throws alive? Well, their passing has been sublime tonight. So left to Jones and misses the first free throw for Holon. Makes 1 of 2 though. So back to where it was at halftime. 3:18 remaining here in the third quarter. And then Stone's pass goes off the hands of Tonut. Well, Holon, they looked like they're about to cave in there with that great comeback by Venezia. But now they've stabilized things. So don't forget it was Khalif Wyatt. He hit that three-pointer late in the shot clock. And since that moment, Holon have just been playing. Here he is again, putting up another one, trying to get the foul called. That time doesn't get a call. To Nicolau. Now the scrap down low, and Sean Jones picks up the foul, trying to battle, or he's battling rather, Gasper Vidmar for position. Watch down low, see if you can see. Yeah, I mean, they're just getting after each other, really. Schroeder's shot clock about to expire, has to launch it. Great defense from Simon. And Monterrey Venezia broke down offensively there. Quick pass to TJ Cole, then to Sean Jones, and back to Cole. Klein, excuse me. Klein makes it again. TJ Klein. And the reverse layup made by Vidmar. Now the turnover. So again, Sean Jones called for the offensive foul, that time a moving screen. He has 4 fouls. And he goes to the bench, and Atkins comes back in. Howard as well is back in. Tonut dumps it to Vidmar, who again missed one really close to the basket. Klein looks to go to work on Tonut. Shaw, a little jump hook from Klein. Boy, he's been terrific in this third quarter. And this time Vidmar again missed the layup. He just needs to go ahead and dunk that ball. Walden for three. Too much iron. Simholm, the jumper. Atkins kept it alive, but into the hands of Tonu. And they're either going to call a foul or a flop. And I think they've called it technical for a flop on Haros, the captain. So free throw coming for Venezia with 11.8 seconds remaining. And then they will keep possession. See the long look on Gasper Vidmar's face. He realizes he's left a few shots out there. See if his teammates can pick him up. So Monterrey Venezia want to get a good shot here to finish the third quarter. They now trail 69-62.
Okay, check in, ball inside to Andrea. Andrea, prenditela da solo la palla. Ok, senza blocchi, ok, we can set the screen. Valerio blocca qui per Andrea. In offense, we play in this way.
No real foul trouble to speak up for Venezia.
Here. And we play the Bamberg here. Pop out. Michael and Marco. No turnover. Or we finish with the ball or take a shot. 55.
Everybody good starting one-on-one and rebound. Okay, tip it, rebound, let's get it stopped. By going, hey, but you have to, don't give a
big time
slip.
foul trouble
The 55, don't give a slip.
for Halon with both Walden and Jones, each with 4.
And jump underneath.
So waiting to play this final 11 seconds. Not sure why we've got the delay in starting. Okay, so finally, after an interminable delay, the last several seconds here, and Di Nicolau passes it back to Ramos, steps back for 3. Boy, all that waiting for a missed three-pointer. And finally, we reached the end of the quarter. It's Unet Holon 69, Umanorai Venezia 62. These are the numbers. Holon just 2 3-pointers in that quarter. But they've kept the lead. So the highlights, you know, Venezia started so strong and they forced the timeout. They came back, they fell behind by 9, then they came back and tied it. And again, it was Khalif Wyatt hit this 3 right here. That was huge, right at the end of the shot clock. That put his team back in front by 3. And then they came down and they got that break and the finish from Klein. And Klein played terrific in that third quarter. Look at that bounce pass he delivered there for another basket. Watt, oh, beautiful, excuse me, Day, Austin Day with the beautiful footwork. Looks like TJ Klein's limping a bit. Klein hands it off to Walden, wide open. And Stone now. Over to Day, now Bramos. And Guy Panini called for the hold. Austin Day going to inbound it. There he is. Turns. Oh, beautiful turn. And it was Atkins who picked up the foul. So 3 fouls on Atkins now. So yeah, the fouls accumulating for Umanorai Venezia. Sean Jones as well as Corey Walden, they each have 4 fouls. Now they throw over Klein, who probably got away with a foul there. He was tugging on the jersey of Day and Stone, and that's it. And Walden has just fouled out of the game. Probably Walden in that situation. Oh no, he doesn't. He hasn't fouled out. Let me see. He's got 4 fouls now. So now Simhon has it, crosses midcourt. Corey Walden with 4 fouls and Jones with 4 fouls now. Here's Walden. Klein off the iron. And Walden Gets it to TJ Klein. This time he misses. Holm trying to dig deep. Stone to Watt, who turns, and fouled by Simhon. And the way they've shot free throws tonight, you wouldn't bet against him missing these free throws. Watt is 5 of 5 at the charity stripe. And wouldn't you know it, the commentator's curse got him. And I'm sure I'm not the only one commentating that said he is 5 of 5 before that attempt. So now he's 5 of 6. And he takes his time and makes that one. And Walden gets in and makes a crazy shot and draws the foul. Look at this. Haynes just looks with dismay, almost a smirk, as if you were lucky to make that. But make it he did. Walden now has 8 points. Stone dumps it to Watt, and Watt is fouled by Atkins, who now has 4 fouls. He's pretty good at the stripe, isn't he? So he now is 7 of 8 at the free throw line. And Venezia are 14 of 17. Hunat Holon are 13 of 14. Great game of basketball tonight. Khalif Wyatt has been a star attraction. He's looking for an opening. Puts up a little runner, misses, but good job from Atkins to get the offensive rebound, and he goes back up and scores. Watt hands it off to Haynes. Day, three-pointer, halves the deficit. 14 points now for Day. Daquan Jones has been quiet in the second half. No look pass into the corner to Khalif Wyatt. Haynes. Good hands from Panini. Venezia fans letting him have it because he was trying to convince the referee that it had gone off of Venezia. Julian Stone. Quickly over to Day, shakes and bakes, goes baseline, and what a follow by Watt. Watt says, let me take care of this. So now it's a 1-point game. Oh, Atkins just hands it off to Stone, who goes in. Oh, and Atkins hustles back and gets the block. What a crazy sequence. And Julian Stone shakes his hand underneath the basket. He can't believe it. Well, that's kind of how to make up for your mistake, but Venezia still have the ball and they can go ahead here. And the pass down low. Day misses and Daquan Jones goes up for a very big rebound. Walden again gets inside, and the reach and the foul called on Watt. Boy. Oh, and you can see why Watt was complaining that he got hooked there. That could have been Walden's 5th. As it is, Watt now has 2 fouls to go with his 21 points and 5 rebounds. Clinging to a 1-point lead, Holon, as Wyatt coming up on the midpoint of the 4th quarter. The well running a little bit dry for Holon right now. Julian Stone gets it to Di Nicolau. He's got to take that. He was wide open. He's played well tonight, Di Nicolau. Oh, he's got big shots in his veins. Hits another 3. Guy Panini. "14 points. He's got 4 3-pointers on the night. The veteran. Never bet against him. Julian Stone for 3. Gets it right back. What a game, folks. What a game. This Basketball Champions League 3rd season, already special. Panini, quick pass inside to Atkins. Now Panini's really starting to pull the strings. And Atkins has made some big plays himself. He's got 13 rebounds to go with his 8 points. But don't forget, he and Walden each with 4 fouls. And now Panini. Offensive foul. Instead, called on Watt. You saw him kind of nudge his backside into Panini there. Great spot by the ref. Boy, every time you think that Umana Raya Venezia are about ready to take the lead, something happens, Holon make a play. What a fantastic effort by the club from Israel tonight on the road in hostile territory. And don't forget, they've got a traveling pack of fans with them. And Wyatt drives in. Oh, he had a good look. He just didn't finish. Now Di Nicolau. Watt for 3. Baliga battling on the boards. Keeps it at this end for Umana Raya Venezia. Jury as well in the game here in crunch time for Venezia. Marquez Haynes checks back in for Di Nicolau. Di Nicolau leads with 8 points, a rebound and assist. but he has 2 turnovers. Watt into Baliga, and he hands it off to Marquez Haynes. Ramos for 3, and great box out by Jury. Kind of nudged his man. Might have got away with a little bit of a push, but you know what? It's a man's game inside. Here's Haynes for 3, and that's what happens. Second chances. They come home to roost. Atkins falls in the lane, and they call a trip. Oh, he stepped on Haynes' foot. Wow, that's a tough call on Baliga. Stone's coming back in for Bramos, or no, for Jury. I tell you what, I mean, if you go back and look at the tape on that last basket, the 3-pointer for Venezia, what got him the basket was the fact that Jury was in there, and I think he was able to box out Wyatt and get them the ball. And now Wyatt goes up, falls down, hoping to get the foul called. He's already got fouled twice while attempting 3-pointers, but no joy that time. Now Haynes, he just tied it with a 3, and short on that one. Panini to Wyatt. Buckle them up, folks. We're in for a little bit of turbulence here, coming down the stretch. In Venezia, we're used to that, aren't we? We had some close games here in this arena. Panini inside, and he finds Atkins. Boy, Panini has played unbelievably well tonight. Haynes, quick pass to Baliga. "81-81, timeout." What a great pass from Haynes. Baliga knew the pass was coming. All you can say, a wonderful game of basketball, folks.
Hey, we go 55, and we defend 55. Okay, we everybody on the board. Okay. Come on. Let's get this W, man. Right here. Let's go, D.A. Okay, off this.
We got Julian on the ball. If they roll, Julian take Pini. If not, you talk. If you move in opposition, you stay. Be ready. Could be that they call that zone. That's their call. In offense, we need the ball in. You can go 41 also for Cats, and we work on a screen for Michael off screen. Let's go. Okay, guys, we need one stop. Let's go, 1, 2, 3.
Guy Panini at plus 22 efficiency right now, the highest rated player on for Holon. In fact, the highest rated player in the game. And that is experience. That's a mixture of talent, but also experience and savvy. There is not a more savvy player in the Basketball Champions League than Guy Panini. You better believe it. He's got 14 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal. He's 4-5 from 3-point range, and he's hit both of his free throws. In fact, he hasn't even taken a 2 tonight. He's 4-5 from 3-point range. So we are in thrill time, folks. I hope you like these exciting finishes, because I think we're in store for one. And this time, Panini throws it away. He was trying to get it to Atkins, and I don't know, he felt like Atkins was going to keep cutting to the basket. Now Haynes, guarded by Walton, who has the 4 fouls. Stone for 3, and Panini with the rebound. A minute to go. Panini inside to Atkins. And this time Stone called for the foul.
in Lunit Atkins.
Well, that was a big call, but I think it was the right call, and Atkins goes to the line and makes the first one. It's college basketball at the University of Virginia. Makes one of two. And Day missed, but Watt with the rebound. The ball fell kindly to him. And remember, those second chances, they come home to roost. Stone, this time Panini gets the ball, and I think makes sure he gets the call by shouting like he was under pressure when Watt came in and put the pressure on him. Watch what Panini does. He hustles, he gets there, and then when Watt reached in, look at the motion of Panini. Watch what he does. I mean, you might say that was a slight overreaction to get the call. I don't know. Maybe not. So Panini, man of the moment, goes to the free throw line. Oh, and he misses his first free throw. He's played 29.5 minutes tonight. "35 years of age." That's so many great seasons. Of course, used to play for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Longtime Israeli national team player. And here he is trying to get Holon to the finish line, but he misses both free throws. Nevertheless, and they attempted to get the rebound. Atkins had to pull back because he had the foul trouble. But DeQuan Jones ended up getting the foul. And Watt, don't forget, is a good free throw shooter with both teams over the limit. Now Watt goes to the line. And Panini, the star of the show, really, just made one of two. How often do you see a great player make so many great plays throughout a game and then has a costly miss or a turnover? And don't forget, Watt has had himself a heck of a game, at least in the scoring department, because he's leading all scorers now with 22 points. Khalif Wyatt has 21 for Holon. And he breaks it. And now Atkins has it, and the specter of another overtime game is there. 16.5 seconds. Umana Venezia have to play defense. They don't want to foul. Surely, it's going to be Wyatt. He goes inside to Atkins. He turns, he puts it up. And Umana Venezia dodged a bullet. And whether you like it or not, folks, we've got overtime. Free basketball. Seems like whenever I do Umana Venezia games, we have overtime. Stone flirting with the reach. And good play by Bramos just to knock it away. 82-82 at the end of regulation. So, Holon have cooled off considerably. They had 9 3-pointers at halftime. Now they've got 12. And don't forget, each team missed free throws right at the end. Guy Panini was one of 2 to give Holon the lead. And then Mitchell Watt had been 7 of 8 at the line, and he went 1 of 2. And I remember watching Emanuele Venezia play, I think it was a triple overtime game against Banvit. Was it last year, the season opener? And they survived in that one. And already this year, Venezia have beaten Torino in the Italian League in overtime. Well, folks, while I've got a moment, you might want to go to www.championsleague.basketball for all the latest news, information. And you see the Holon game leaders there. Or you go to the app and you'll read all the interviews and interesting columns. You'll check out all the videos that are flying around in the Basketball Champions League, and also the social media. If you want to look, go to the social media for the Basketball Champions League. Go to @BasketballCL, and you'll see some great stuff there. And you can also go to the Basketball Champions League's Instagram page. It's all happening now. Overtime is underway, and Day comes down, follows up his miss. And I think Holon were appealing for a travel on Day, but they're not going to get it. Walden still has those 4 fouls, as does Atkins. And now the drive, and Khalif Wyatt with a miss, but there for the putback was Atkins. He now has 13 points, I believe, and 15 rebounds. And now the miss snared by Panini. 13 points and 16 rebounds for Atkins. And the pass to Atkins knocked away. Ramos. And Day drives in, misses the shot. Oh, what extra effort. But the Cardinals in, he throws it under the basket of the opposition. And Day takes the pass from Watt and scores. You're better off just not throwing it under your own basket and letting the other team score. Day now with 18 points. And again, Wyatt with another miss. I mean, the Wyatt magic has just gone poof in the second half. He hasn't been the same player. And the drive and the finish from Watt. He goes to 24 points. So Holon called timeout, suddenly out of sorts a little on offense and defense.
5. Come on, you're not talking about doing anything. Come on, 55. From the timeout, go 3 in. Corey.
See the shooting numbers.
Throw it to Panini. Throw it to Panini, second side, they're switching a lot. Okay, watch the catch, and then if they're switching everything, dumping in.
Good defense,
The
the
Holon
ball.
fans.
Build the wall. Don't play black. Okay, Mitch, don't stay in this way.
Points off
Stay
turnovers.
front if you switch. Okay, but don't go black. Yeah. And watch out, because they slip the pick always. So we need only to talk, guys. In offense, if we got easy drag 5.
Those two ladies saying, I saw an overtime game here once. Did you? What was it? They always have overtime games. Venezia, it seems. Just think how much the players have to dig deep. That's why it's so important to have that deep bench. And then you go back and you look over the course of the game where maybe if you'd made a free throw here or not had a turnover there, you would have won the game. That's why you have to maximize every opportunity during games. Well, Klein thought about throwing it The bounce pass. Now Walden. Shot clock down to 6. Atkins. And Watt with the rebound. Remember, Atkins had a chance to win it at the buzzer, but missed. And now Watt with an offensive foul, pushing off on Klein. Kind of raised his right arm and shoved him. Watch. Excuse me. Yeah, it was Watt. I've confused Watt a little bit tonight with Day. They both have similar appearance, same height. Anyway, Watt has fouled out of the game, and Baliga has checked back in. So Mitchell Watt, arguably the most important player on the floor for Minor Rider Venezia tonight, is now out. And you have to think Marquez Haynes, again, is going to figure prominently here at the end for them. Panini. And this time the push called on TJ Klein. Wow. Well, I thought the man with the Tenoid said unsportsmanlike foul. No, it wasn't unsportsmanlike. It was just a foul. Julian Stone. He's got the words "I love something" on his headband. If you know the answer, send a message to @BasketballCL on Twitter. Day has really come to life here. Makes the first one. And makes the second. 6-point lead now. Holon in a spot of bother. Wyatt gets inside, gets it to Klein. He goes up and he made it. Terrific finish by Klein. Great pass by Wyatt. Now they can deliver a knockout blow, perhaps, with a three-pointer here. They're taking time off the clock. But if Holon get a stop, they're right in it. Haynes drives in, misses, and Klein sneaks in and gets that rebound. Wyatt for three. Good! They refuse to go away. He's had a very difficult second half, but Wyatt makes the beautiful pass on the previous possession and then drills the three-pointer to pull Holon within one. So Wyatt now has 24 points. And it's time to start biting your fingernails again, folks. If you're pulling for this Venezia team, you were looking pretty comfortable there for a minute. Had a 6-point lead. And now Klein called for a foul, trying to keep Day from going to the basket. Well, Day has got 20 points, 10 rebounds, has really come through in the clutch here in the fourth quarter and overtime. And takes his time and makes the first free throw. Austin Day played at Gonzaga. NBA draft was a first-round pick. And he makes both of them, showing his quality right now. Played with the Pistons Atkins inside the final minute. Khalif Wyatt, he's got that look like he's going to launch one. Nope, he goes inside, and Atkins couldn't catch it. Now you really have to like Umano Ryers Venezia's chances of holding on for the win here. If they score here, it's going to be awfully difficult on Holon. Day. Takes it back to a 5-point lead. Holon need a basket, whether it's a 2 or 3. They need it quickly. It's going to be Wyatt. Again, hits the 3. Breathes a little more life. They've got to get a steal or a foul. And they do foul Bruno Cirella with 4.8 seconds remaining. Boy, it's crazy. Khalif Wyatt, 27 points. If he makes 1 of 2, Holon still have a chance. But you have to wonder if Umano Ryer would foul them and prevent them from taking a 3. And they're twisting. Still twists in the tail, folks. He makes it. Oh, he misses both. Holon, they have to hurry. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Walden goes up, and they've called a foul. Unbelievable. Walden was attacking the basket, and now he's got 2 pressure free throws. And in that situation, if you're Cirella, surely you don't reach in. And it looked like he might have had all ball, but nevertheless, if you're reaching in, you're giving the referee the chance to make the call. And complicating it for Cirella is the fact that he missed 2 free throws at the other end, so he's had a nightmarish sequence. He leaves the game. He has to go sit down and stew. Meanwhile, all the pressure now on Walden with 0.2 seconds remaining. If he makes them both, we're probably looking at double overtime. Walden tonight is a perfect 4/4 of free throw line. And I don't say that to give him the commentator's curse. He makes the first. Oh, gosh. If this one goes in, we're probably going to another overtime. And he does. So Venezia called timeout. The only thing they can do, really, is throw the ball towards the basket and try to get something. And trust me, even though Holon know this is going to be coming, sometimes these plays are pulled off. If you remember back in the World Cup qualifiers, that very thing happened with Germany coming back and beating Israel. Sorry to remind you of that if you're listening from Holon.
You go towards the ball. Cats.
So you communicate and you switch well the back screen. Okay? You switch the back screens. Okay? They cannot catch and shoot it in 2 seconds. Okay, you're jumping, do not cross the line. Okay, it's a technical foul. Okay? So you just hands up, straight up, jump, aware, okay, talk, and DA, you're absorbing the lob. Okay,
there
from
are
behind.
no catch and shoots.
Okay, let's go.
There are no catch and shoots. Michael, catch e alley-oop per Austin. Hai capito? Okay, let's go.
Well, folks, I mean, it's just been incredible, this game. And Khalif Wyatt hits some key three-pointers late. Day has played terrific here at the end. Everybody's tired. Klein has been terrific. just keep having players stepping up and making plays, and then the pressure gets to a player like Chiarella, although, you know, I mean, anyway, Stone, he's got to throw it towards the rim. And there he does, and oh! Well, he was hoping that Day was going to sneak in there and tap it in, but Day could not get over there, and Holon, I have to say, I think they deserve at least another overtime the way they've played tonight. They have been terrific. 94-94 after the first overtime. TJ Klein doesn't look too tired, does he? He's ready to go. Atkins also. This is the type of game, really, if you think about it. Look at this. Now, they're trying to get somebody because there's just not enough time to catch and shoot. You have to be able to tap it in. And that's what Stone is doing, thinking, I thought that Day was going to try to curl in there, and I don't know why. I guess he didn't want to charge or risk a foul. I don't know, but clearly that was the plan, because Stone, even though nobody was there, threw it towards the rim. Who's your money on now, folks? Well, you can certainly make a case for either of these teams. Both teams have had a chance to win it. Holon at the end of regulation, and clearly Chiarella's free throws, had those gone in, they would have had a chance to win it. If I were Walter De Rafael, I would put Chiarella back in there. You know he wants to go in and try to make a play. Otherwise, he's going to be miserable. Anyway, you've got Marquez Haynes out there, and Gasper Vidmar. Austin Day gets it to Vidmar, and then a foul called as they surround Vidmar, and I think they've just lost Holon Walden to 5 fouls. So that is a blow. Well, he lasted. He played a long time with 4 fouls. And also, Vidmar goes to the line and makes the free throws. Been a free throw challenged player in his career. He makes the first one. Makes only 1 of 2. Great coach, Walter De Rafael. Klein now. Siem Hoon. So no Walden, but Khalif Wyatt seems to have found a second wind. He turns, he gets blocked. Sticks his nose in there, tries to get it back. Now Haynes has it. For Walden, with his pace, his scoring, his overall defense was so important to this Holon team, and now he's gone. And Bramos drives in and scores and is fouled by Klein. Well, that was just a great finish, I thought, by Bramos. Klein pleading his case, saying that he pushed off, but that's a tough call to make against Bramos, in my opinion. So Klein has to go to the bench as well with 5 fouls. He had been excellent in this second half. And Bramos makes the free throw, and it's Venezia once again by 4 points. It's almost like a war of attrition now. Players starting to drop like flies. And, oh, boy, Wyatt came very close to getting fouled on that three. Stone into Vidmar, spins, and fouled by Atkins. So he's now out of the game. Well, that was a great move by Gasper. Look at this. Nice spin. So Hapoel Holon called timeout. They've got to regroup. You can see they're reeling a bit. This is where you earn your money as a coach. Got to make your team believe.
Similar.
Free throws.
Okay, first is the thumb down with Panini, not with TJ. TJ, you're in the corner, and DJ is in the corner, and you screen down for Panini, and you come to screen for.
After Gatti score, it's perfect. Go over the screen, okay? At least we switch in 2. Then we need box out in 5, guys.
Look at that bench.
After we score, stay full court pressure, okay?
Big part of the game, the bench. 50
Phoenix.
points.
Okay. On that handoff. He's coming to look and shoot that in. Good play. I'm making over the top with this. He's going up. So don't come down. In offense, keep going 5 up with the corner field. Okay, Cats. Okay, Joe. Go. 1, 2, 3.
I love it when the players are talking during the timeout as well with the coach. It shows they really know. They're really clued in. They're locked into what's going on. Gasper Vidmar, interesting that he gets to go to the free throw line and try to help his team win the game tonight. Brick the second one. Oh, that Holon have already clawed back a deficit like this. Can they do it again? Panini setting up out high, and Wyatt goes in and makes another play. He is like just in the zone right now. 29 points. And really, almost all of his shots have been of spectacular fashion tonight. I mean, he's missed some. Okay, he doesn't have a great shooting percentage, but he's got to do it. You live with his misses because he can make big plays. And he's got 30 points now. That's a game high. Also got 4 assists and 5 rebounds. Back to a 2-point game for Holon. What would winning this game do for their season? And I think Sean Jones is just fouled out of the game. Very smart, I think, by Walter de Rafael to have Vidmar in there and fouling out the opposition. Vidmar has just drawn the 5th fouls on 3 consecutive players. The downside is that Gasper has to go to the line. And, you know, he's missing some free throws. He's now 3 of 7. He makes 1 of 2. Here's an interesting stat just provided by our crack stat department, the Basketball Champions League. 3 games, sorry, have gone. You've had 2 teams scoring at least 100 points, and in the history of the Basketball Champions League. And this one looks like it's headed that way as Khalif Wyatt again gets fouled and earns a trip to the line. So Wyatt's at the line. So Nanterre 92 and Sidigas Avellino, that one finished with Avellino winning 106-102. And Wyatt makes the first. Omanara Venezia again against Ike, and they lost that one 103-101. And again, Omanara Venezia winning 108-101 over Banvit. That was a game, one of the games I did. So now it's 100-99. So Omanara Venezia was involved in 2 of them, and Sidigas Avellino, another one with Nanterre. So 1 more point, and we'll have both teams on 100 points, at least. 1 more point for Holon. Team Holon having to guard Day. And this time, they get it to a guy who's been shooting the free throws pretty well tonight. So Vidmar's out, presumably because of this very thing, the free throw issues. And Day, who has tonight at the free throw line made all 4 of his attempts, goes to the line to try to restore a 3-point advantage. Now he's 5 of 5. Oh, this is his first. So now it's 101-99. Day had made all 4 of his free throws last week as well, so that's his first miss of the season. Entry pass to Jones on the baseline. It's good. We've got a tie game. You just never give up, folks. You never, ever give up. Even if you fall behind by 5 or 6 points, you have to keep playing, and that's what Holon have done. Now Marquez Haynes hits a 3. A full 1.5 meters behind the arc. Now Wyatt doesn't mess around. Unbelievable. He was in another time zone hitting that one. He just stepped across midcourt and buried it. Day in the lane. Now Panini passed to him. He went up and then he dribbled. So good defense, forcing the turnover. I mean, Wyatt has entered a place where players go when they just can't miss. I can't believe he didn't get a touch on that one. Ramos looks for an opening, puts up a 3, and Daquan Jones gets the rebound. Now in the final minute of the second overtime, Jones gets inside, misses, and Julian Stone with the rebound. Holon need another stop. Jones pushing off on Day. Got to watch it. Shot clock down to 8. Haynes has it. He'll let it fly from here. This time he goes inside and scores. He went right past Simon. 28 seconds to go. Wyatt behind the back. Panini. The captain, Harouche. Stone with the rebound. Haynes spins to get away. De Nicolau. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Day goes down the lane, makes the shot. And Umana Rair Venezia, in this marathon of a contest that only they seem to know how to play, are going to win. Brutal defeat for Holon, considering how well they've played in this game. Nobody deserves to lose it. Not really. Day bends his knees and scores the final point I would expect of the game. 111 to 104. Just an incredible game. 2 overtimes. This is the Basketball Champions League, folks. 111 to 104. The Umana Rair Venezia win it over Unet Holon after double overtime. So Day just at the end with the last play. And again, he finished strong. Austin Day finishing with 30 points, 11-20 from the floor. He had 11 rebounds. And perhaps an appropriate song, Welcome to the Jungle, because it feels like we've been out there a long time. Crazy things have been happening. You see the shooting numbers. Look at the assists, 21 for each team. The steals, just 1 more for Venezia. The turnovers, just 1 more for Holon. It was an even game. Wyatt with, well, Day had the 30 points. Wyatt the 35 in defeat. Just so many positives as a competition to take. And look at this. They go and they say thanks to their fans for making this journey with them. And even in defeat, they take selfies. You got to love it. Well, selfies with the fans. And there's Julian Stone. And that was the little boy that was sleeping. Well, you know what? He woke up in time to see his dad play a role in a big win. Or his child. Anyway. Here's some of the highlights of just a wonderful game that has gone to double overtime and been won by Umana Rair Venezia. So the highlights, of which there are many, you know, as we have this moment, just talking about the 35 points that were scored by Khalif Wyatt. He finished 8 of 16 from three-point range, folks. He was just 2 of 11 inside the arc, but 8 of 16 from three-point range. And if you look back at this game, you could have a highlight reel of him tonight. I mean, even though he had some misses, he had some incredible makes. And he was a perfect 7 of 7 at the free throw line. Almost breaks your heart that these guys have lost tonight because they really played their hearts out. 19 of 23 at the free throw line were Unet Holon. 25 of 35 for Umana Venezia. You feel happy for Bruno Cirella because he had a couple of, 2 misses right at the end that would have won the game, really, for Umana Venezia. And, you know, at one point you would have said Mitchell Watt was the MVP for Umana Venezia. Then you would have said, well, it's going to be Khalif Wyatt who's going to be the MVP. Then you said it was going to be Guy Panini who was going to be the MVP. And then you were thinking it was going to be the likes of maybe Marquez Haynes. And then probably you'd have to say it was Austin Day in the end because he had the big plays late. So anyway, here we are in regular season Group B. It's just the second week, and look at this. We've got 2 unbeaten teams. Iberostar Tenerife and Umana Venezia up at the top of Group B. Unet Holon, after this loss, are with Fribourg, Opava, and Telecom Basketball all 1-1. PAOK and Nanterre 92. Not sure how many people expected those 2 teams to be 0-2 2 weeks into the season. It just speaks to the competition, the level of competition the Basketball Champions League keeps going up and up and up. So, great game, folks. Thanks for watching.